Colonization of India. This is the second chapter of class 8. As you know, Europe carried on profitable trade along the overland route to the east until in the mid 15th century the Turks blocked this trade route. The Europeans then discovered new sea routes to the east. In 1498, Vasco da Gama of Portugal sailed around the Cape of Good Hope and landed at Calicut on the Malabar coast in South India. Portugal's profitable eastern trade attracted other Europeans to overseas trade with the East. When the traders came to India, they were called as the trading companies. By the end of the 16th century, Europe's overseas trade with the East began to get huge profit. The rulers of some European countries allowed groups of merchants to start trade with monopoly to trade with the East. The English East India Company was established on 31st December 1600 when Queen Elizabeth I of England issued a royal charter granting its founders monopoly to trade with the East. Similar, East India Company was founded by the Dutch in 1602 and French in 1664. These companies set up trade settlements in the East. Do you know why they were called as East India Companies? Whenever the group of merchants they came or they went towards the eastern side to start the trade, the group of the merchants were given the name as company. That was the East India Company. And that was how whenever they come from any of the country, it was called by their country's name. French East India Company, English East India Company, or the Dutch East India Company. Mercantilism. What do you mean by this word? Now, see, during the 17th and 18th centuries, the rulers of some European countries followed the policy of mercantilism, means protecting their country's trade from foreign competition to increase their trade profits. These rulers encouraged the establishment of colonies where raw materials could be brought cheap and finished goods would be sold at high prices without competition from foreign traders. Their efforts to establish colonies and capture other trade centers in different parts of the world led to wars on land and sea. Now, see the photographs. In both the photographs, it is shown mother country. Mother country means the stronger country, European country. And whenever the stronger country captured the smaller countries, weaker countries, that smaller country was called as the colony of the stronger country, colony of the mother country. Like take example of Britain. Britain was the mother country and India that time a weaker country, so India was a colony of Britain. Now, the British government they used our resources, Indian resources, for their own benefit. Even they used the Indian human resources for their own purpose. So that was the characteristics of mercantilism. The stronger country, the mother country, they made colony over the smaller countries. They used the raw materials of the country, they used the men material of that country, and the raw materials were used to feed their industries. Things were manufactured, and the manufactured things were again sold out in the colony at higher prices. So, in that manner, the mother country was able to get profit from every side and the colonies suffered a lot, means the colonial resources were misused, exploited by the mother country. English trade settlements in India. The Mughal ruler Jahangir issued a farman, means royal order. According to that, East India Company got permission to establish trade settlements in India. The English trade settlements were run by the company's recruits called factors and hence called factories. A factory was not a place where things were manufactured, but it was a place, or we can say it that was like a godown where the manufactured goods were kept. An office was there for maintaining records, and residential quarters were there for the company's servants. The company traded in Indian textiles, indigo, saltpeter, and spices. Birth of British Indian Army. The English East India Company needed a well trained army to protect and expand its settlement in India. Around mid 18th century, the company raised an army at Madras by training a mixed band of European and Indian soldiers. Later, Bombay and Calcutta also had separate armies. These three armies were merged to form the company's army in India, and that army became a very powerful army in India. In the British army, the Indian soldiers who were recruited, they were called as sepoys, means sipahi. They formed the bulk of the company's troops. They were trained to be disciplined and to master Western military skills. They were also trained to use modern military equipment such as the matchlock musket, a type of gun which was fired by igniting gunpowder with a burning wick serving as a match. The British colonized India with the help of the company's well equipped, well trained, and disciplined army. Hope you find this useful. Thank you.